Welcome and hello and hello and welcome. My name is Danny Deals. You are watching Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. First off, before we get started, I was told by order of the court I have to give a public service announcement to all the short sellers out there. Guys, if there are no more jobs delivering Uber Eats or driving Lyft, you can always go on home and get your Shine Box because a lot of longs are going to have a lot of extra disposable money. Here with their SoFi gains, they're going to be buying Oxfords. They're going to be buying wingtips. So you shorts, you turds, you Chia Pets, you Fiveheads, you bologna sandwiches, head on home and get that Shine Box. Way to make a little bit of extra money. It's a nice side hustle. Plus, my wingtips could use a nice shine. Guys, the SoFi stock ticker symbol is SOFI. SoFi Technologies Incorporated. Guys, the stock's down 12 cents. This has been a very SoFi day. The algo's working very hard. You can see that in the volume. You can see that in the mountain and sell-off that has become almost ubiquitous with this stock over the last 18 months plus. Now, why did they run this thing up so much? I think some of these bears were basically hedging with some of these short-term calls, and they ran this thing up and dumped those calls on returders. That's my theory anyway. Then sold off hard, stopped a few people out, pumped. So this was really a mountain and hump. Let me go to some tap water, guys. This was really a really typical mountain and hump type of thing. Um, Guys, it's a Toper time check. It's time for a Toper time check. I am remiss in that I have not greeted you properly, said hello and welcome, welcome and hello, done a proper Toper time check, guys. It is 10:43 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 17 minutes till the top of the hour. 13 minutes past the bottom of the hour. It's 1 hour and 17 minutes until your lunch break, till you get to eat that big five-head bologna sandwich, which you've been dreaming of on a couple of slices of pasty white chia seed Wonder Bread. Guys, oh boy, it's Wednesday, 12/20/2023. We are talking SoFi stock. Algo working extremely hard today. It is not working for a variety of reasons. They just can't push it down enough to make any sense. They're not covering enough. They're not driving any retail out of the stock. They're not getting it down enough really to make any of the puts print. They never got it low enough to make any money on any $10 puts. So the options are at best a stalemate. Max Payne has moved from 850 up to 9. So the bulls are firmly in charge. The bulls are winning. The puts are getting killed. The bears are getting killed. The shorts are getting killed. And they just have nowhere to go. Normally, when you have a short position, or a wrong options position, you'll roll it. You'll get out of it and you'll re-enter another position at, say in this instance, a higher level. Just you'll cut your losses and you'll start another position if you're still bearish with the expectation that said, hey, I shorted, I was in puts from 740, I was wrong, it went up to 10. But I'm going to take my losses. I'm going to realize some tax losses here toward the end of the year, which, tax loss harvesting, even if you don't really want it, that can be of some benefit and influence on your decision. And then you'd go ahead and reshort it from 10. The problem that these turds are running into, the brick wall they're running into, is the earnings report, is the GAAP net profit, is SoFi management is so predictable, so understated. These guys are reliable, like an old Toyota four-cylinder engine. These guys just absolutely, if you look at SoFi through the pandemic, through, absolute commotion, when other companies' revenues were going up and down like a fucking yo-yo, SoFi is just absolutely rock steady, and they're telling you, they told you, this is going to be the growth. These are going to be the margins. These are numbers, guys. They've been telling the analysts, they've been telling the investors. Retail investors seem to be the only people capable of listening, of understanding the data. People have it backwards, guys. Retail investors are the stabilizing force in the stock. Retail investors aren't selling. It's these crooked, short, long, douche bag, no account, useless turds of hedge funds that are in here playing with the stock, milking it, making money off impressionable, stupid traders, returders, day turders, swing turders, people who put in ill-advised stop losses. They've just been milking the stock, but they didn't know this. This is the power of greed, guys. They didn't know when enough was enough. They said, okay, we could have covered down at 5, back in May. Nope, we're going to just keep shorting. We're going to short on the way up. We're going to short from 6, and we're just going to keep shorting. And then, of course, they shorted from 12 or what, on the pump and dump, 1160, whatever. And they made a lot of money on that one. But guys, the problem is when you get too greedy, a lot of things lined up. There was a perfect storm. The anatomy of shorts getting trapped is basically, it started with the Q3 earnings report. I think the shorts and the bears were expecting weakness in the growth story. And they got the opposite. We got huge deposit growth, huge record membership growth. I mean, I think that growth surprised everybody. Even all the bullish U-turders, like, future investing and others that vastly exceeded their expectations. I was the only one calling for even more bullish numbers, but I'm a mega perma bull. So what's up, guys? Hello and welcome and hello. How's everybody doing today, guys? Volume is extremely bullish, but I want to go back to that timeline. So the Q3 was the first piece to the puzzle. This is when you said, okay, not only are they killing it, but they're taking the huge write down. They're taking all the garbage. They're taking that number in Q3. They're putting all that stuff in this year, but they have an eye toward Q4, and they're telling you again. They reiterated again. That they're talking early December. We're going to make a GAAP net profit. Okay, and that brings in, so you have Q3, and then the critical element, obviously, when everything shot up, was Fed Jerome Powell coming out and indicating the possibility of a soft landing, that not only aren't they going to raise rates anymore, rates were held steady, but numbers have continued to be in line with estimates, so they're probably, he was talking about 3 rate cuts next year. Of course, that's completely hypothetical. And the fact that the markets have gone a little bit up here for a few days, not a little bit, they've gone up quite a lot. Some other people within the Fed, some other governors, I forget the guy's name, came out and said, listen, inflation is not done. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, etc., etc., etc. By the way, Princess J, thank you for joining me. I love you, sweetheart. You're the absolute best. Anybody else who's here, I don't really care about you that much. Manny's weight loss, hello. Joy Luna, hello, Joy. I'm Russo, C-Bar, what's going on? Princess J, I love you. Thomas Puzak, Hot Base SoFi Pies, I'm not sure what that is. When does the beard turn white and you turn into Danny Sand? I think it's Ian Boyd. It's happening day by day, good sir. Thomas Puzak, yep, sure, the Chia Pet, not a lurker, subscribe and like. That's up to you. Thanks, not a lurker. Returdment, this is why I'm here. Yep, returdment, number 5, hello, guys. I don't know, I can't see you guys. I only see, like, Kareem. I see his picture. He looks like he has a normal size head. But guys, any of you who have absolute giant heads, and if you have giant beakish noses, that's helpful. You're going to be eligible for the new SoFi 501k, and it operates just like a 401k, but you just have to have a huge 5-head to participate. And that is going to be, it's not going to be tax deductible, but it's going to be tax deferred. So you're going to be able to put those taxes in the back of your mind rather than in the front of your mind. So your 5-head will be available for rent. You can put ads up there. You can put like an LED light bar, real estate signs. You can do anything you want, but you can still get in on that 501k. Again, it works just like a 401. Sorry, guys, that's not a very good bit. But I basically wanted to talk about what's going on here with the chart. Look how bullish this is, guys. Okay, people are talking about we're going to be filling this gap. Okay, I guess here. I don't know. It's silly because that doesn't really mean anything. Like, this whole thing is a gap. All the way to here is the gap, and we're not filling that gap. So to think, okay, we're going to come back and come to 9, I'm not seeing it, guys. We're making higher lows. Volume is holding up. It's actually picking up again today. We're going sideways, upward, and right. So the way the stock has been consolidating for the past year is it's been consolidating and bleeding down to the right. Now we're actually consolidating and moving up, which is telling me a lot of new money is coming into the stock. We see institutions on Ortex buying into the stock almost daily. And you see the company really hitting, on all cylinders, everyone expecting that gap net profit. Everybody's been talking about 2024 is going to be the year that everything lines up for SoFi. And Fed Jerome Powell just came out and just completely bolstered that case and destroyed what was left of the bear case. And that's how bears trap themselves, guys. All these other quarters, the pump and dump, they can just do it to perfection, just force it. I mean, even on the last ER, they were still able to push the stock down, even with growth that far exceeded anyone's expectations. And that's because there was still all the fear behind interest rates. That was just an endless wellspring of FUD. Okay, anything that happened, anything the company said, hey, we're doing this well, we're on target, we have all these RFPs, we're going to grow Galileo, our margins, our adjusted EBITDA, it's all on the upswing, it's all exceeding our expectations, everything is going to plan. Our borrowers are there was a few chinks in the armor, guys. I mean, the credit card business, there was some issues with the loan sales, they had to share some risk. Obviously, the bears have pointed that out ad nauseum. But what we're just not seeing is any fundamental weakness with this company. We're not seeing them get thrown off their game. We're not seeing them get thrown off the growth story. I mean, you're talking about 35% growth at the top line this year. And then all the analysts come out and they use numbers like 19%, 18, 19%. Average CAGR for the next 5 years. And I'm like, why? How do you get to that number? How do you assume Galileo's not going to grow? They're telling you they're going to be adding 1 million new members a month. Do the math. How do you get to 19%? It could be 28%. It could be 26%. It's all very speculative. How does that organic name recognition growth go? How much benefit do they get out of SoFi Stadium? How much benefit do they get out of the Olympics? How much benefit do they get out of the next Super Bowl? How much benefit do they get out of this higher and higher profile that SoFi Stadium is generating, so that their return on their investment just keeps going up and up and up, even though their expenditure is locked in? I think SoFi Stadium was absolutely brilliant decision. That's some good stuff. But anyway, guys, so that's what's going on today. The volume is extremely bullish, and the reason they can't push it back down is, again, that looming ER. I think it was dangerous enough shorting at 740. Now the stock's at 10, and these guys have a decision to make, and they're just very half-hearted trying to push it down. You can see, they used to push this stock down 60 cents in a day like it was nothing. But the volume at that point was, 27 million. I mean, now the volume on a slow day is up in the 50 millions. And on a quick day, it can be 70, 80 million at the drop of a hat, and the stock can go way, way up. If you get good news inside this economy, there's still a coiled spring. If you look at the statistics on how much cash is on the sideline, not only personal wealth, but institutional money. These institutions have trillions of dollars. I was reading like $6 trillion in cash waiting on the sideline to enter the market, guys. It's the Noto clause rally. All I want for Christmas is a clean-shaven Santa in a windbreaker with perfect hair, telling me about adjusted EBITDA, and not about adjusted EBITDA, but about GAAP net profit for the first time in the history of the company. A story he will be repeating 4 times next year. I want to hear Noto clause on a loop. I want Noto clause coming down my chimney in April. I want Noto clause coming down my chimney in July and October. It's Christmas all year through 2024. Danny Deals is declaring Christmas all year. Welcome and hello and welcome to all my new viewers. You've heard about the 501k. You've heard about how shorts are trapped. Basically, what happened, Q3 bolstered the growth story. You have sticky direct deposits, tangible book value going up, leading to an increase in lending capacity, leading to an increase in net interest income. Holding those loans have been good for SoFi on the books, but it's going to really, really free up their balance sheet and their lending capacity rates start to come down, fears start to loosen, they'll be able to sell loans for good gain of sale margins, and they'll be able to increase their lending capacity, make a ton of student loans, make a ton of personal loans. I mean, as interest rates go down, everybody's going to be looking to refi everything. SoFi is going to absolutely explode. And like I said, these analysts that are at 3 and 4, you just have to wonder, what are their motivations? Who's telling them what to do? Is it an honest call? Is it dishonest? Is it disingenuous? Do you have a giant five head? Do you have to be watered like a ceramic toy and grown and then thrown out like yesterday's garbage? Guys, run on home and grab your shine box if you're short the Sofi stock. You're going to need it. Anyway, guys, on the day, 45 million shares traded. Let's get a look at the live short interest. Paramount Global, they're talking about options. Foundation Investment Advisors bought 10,600 shares of the SoFi stock. So just one more hedge fund buying in. They seem to be buying in a couple every single day. So shares on loan have gone way down, but the short interest hasn't gone anywhere. What do you guys make of it? Days to cover has gone way down. See, guys, days to cover here. November 23rd was just like 5, and then it's all the way down to 2.9 to 3 today. So 3 weeks later, days to cover is way, way down. Short interest is basically the same. Utilization is somewhat the same, but shares on loan are way, way down. So they return shares without reducing the short. What does that mean, guys? You tell me down in the comments. And now let's take a little look-see at the live short interest. So looked like they were returning shares yesterday, guys. 4 million, 5 million, then overnight, massive reshort. These institutions, these short, long, weak, crooked, bag holder, pasty, turd, country club hustling hedge funds, these short, long, crooked, bastard, wannabe, cheap suit, used Austin Martin that they bought for $25,000 at an auction and burns oil. These boiler room Scott Kahn wannabes. What do? They reshort overnight, of course, like the useless wannabe turds that they are. 5 million share reshort. Didn't really return anything. I don't know how borrowing went down. These numbers don't always make that much sense. Cost to borrow max up near 3% is actually fairly high. It says they're returning 1.5 million shares, but that was all right on the pump. See, guys, the pump. See what happens there? The pump, they're borrowing. They're pushing the price up, and then they're returning. It's a very quick intraday pump and dump. I think they're basically trying to suck people into the calls right there. I think they're dumping calls is what they're doing at big profits. I don't know if I did that, but I may have dumped some 950 calls at like 80% profit, but I'm not sure, guys. I was basically half awake. Pardon me. Let's see if there's any new analyst rankings. I'm doing this in real time, guys, because I just didn't have time. I got a bunch of work to do today, and I had a couple of appointments. So, no, we haven't seen anything new. Let's see if there's any new news. Sorry, guys, I didn't really have anything prepared. Maybe I'll go over some of your retarded comments. Maybe not. So options bullish, obviously. SoFi was down pre-market, but guys, let's not forget the stock just came up 50% in like a month. So don't get too worried if you see it down 1 or 2%. That's kind of normal. It's pretty healthy price action. You don't just want to go up and up and up, and then there will be, tons of gaps. There will be tons of like loose accounts and different forces that will push back down on the stock. Nice steady growth. Those 3% days are really, really good. That's very healthy price action if you're a bull. So I don't know, not much going on here. Talking about pre-market things you need to know. It's just a bunch of Motley Fool claptrap, investor plays claptrap, bunch of AI generated chat GTP bullshit. Let's see what's going on, if anything, at Seeking Alpha. What's going on, guys? Hello and welcome. Not a lurker, of course, is here. Thomas Pozak. Hey, Matt Flo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday from yesterday. I believe it was your B day, or M day, or MF day. It was MF day in Flint Creek area. Flint Creek Soap Company. He is here. Yahoo 195's 2000 by the end of the year. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really need that. Not a lurker, but hey, that's nice if anybody wants to subscribe. Who else is here? Kareem. What's up, Kareem? Yo, yo, number 7, Thomas Puzak. Leaping further than the algo can run. Yep, algo is having issues. They're cutting the algo's budget. They're reining in the algo because the problem the algo's having is the algo works when the thing's trading less than 30 million shares, preferably 23 million. With the stock trading 50, 60 million shares, the algo has to expend a lot of capital to control the price action, and it has to borrow a ton of shares, and it has to go deeper and deeper into a bad position. So to turn the algo loose to do what you want the price action to do is just digging yourself a deeper hole, and you're not really making any money because there's so much money coming off the sideline into the stock. All you're doing is treading water. You're better off just cutting your losses and getting out of the way. That's why I didn't understand why weren't shorts covering when they were just churning this thing down in the 7s on that little sawtooth boner pattern. I don't get it, guys. What the fuck is wrong with it? It's just too greedy. It's like it's like returders sometimes. We just don't know when to quit. We're like, oh yeah, my options are up 800%, but why would I take 800% profit? Maybe tomorrow it'll be 8,000%. Oh, oh, God, you guys make me angry. Um, maybe Matt, maybe I don't know. It's really hard to say. I think the next real support's about 1240. I think 10. Yeah, it's a psychological number, but they're just holding it there for options. I mean, it can break down 10. I mean, 10. What's 10? Hybrid Duncan. Bread dab. Yeah, nice. I like that. It's got me up. I think my position is up like 70% at this point, Bread dab. I'm doing nice. Yeah, 1375 is where I'm at. So 14 sounds good to me, buddy. Matt Flow, SoFi at Work is going to be. Yeah, SoFi at Work is going to be really good. They're going to be doing benefits. They're going to be doing retirement. They're going to have that 501k. Think about it, guys. What's up, Doofus Rufus? What's up, Brian? Volume is very fancy. Um, Periquito Pinpan, un poquito más. Hello, Periquito Pinpan. I love that name. I might adopt that for one of my characters. Guys, I actually am doing another show. I have a twin brother. He does the rave circuit. He does a lot of EDM music. But he's super low key. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. A lot of times with your DJs, they come at you full force, like DJ Hurricane or like, on the ones and twos, the wheels of steel. This is going to be DJ Patchy Drizzle. Like, he comes in like real subtle. You just could be a light rain, probably nothing. Probably just some clouds, man. If you know somebody in a town like, 15, 20 miles away, you call them up, like they say, we got a light rain here. And you're like, I didn't see nothing here at all. Just a little bit of cloud cover. And they're like, that's DJ Patchy Drizzle. That's what he does. Comes in, you don't even know he's there. So that's my brother's stage name. It's DJ Patchy Drizzle. You're going to be seeing him. He's going to have his own awful channel very, very soon. Drek 1876, you're welcome. Doofus Rufus redacted that message like a gentleman. Hello, hello, hello. 3 times, says David Redliner. David Redliner. David Redliner. What's up, David? How you doing? Air Force, Chubby Investors Unite. Guys, Toper Trades, Toper Trades, Toper Trades. I'm telling you, if you guys want to join my Patreon, if you can find it, it's very, very hard to find. You actually can't find it. You need an invitation, like eating at that one place in Disneyland. So if you can join the Patreons, Toper Trades, you will be in the first Portly Gentlemen's Trading Group. It's a trading system designed specifically for gentlemen above 250 pounds. And the rest of you can go pound sand into a rat hole. F you guys. You thin people. I've had enough of you. Thanks for sharing, Danny Deals. You have to watch the rerun. No worries, Hybrid Duncan. Have a great day, buddy. Bobby Joe, next SoFi states comments may not reflect actual performance. Yeah, I know. It's like legalese. Some, Noto clears his throat. They're like, what? What was that? What'd he say? Like, slow that down. It's like there's a Brooder film. They're like watching it. He's like, Noto fixes his hair. They're like, I saw that gesture. It means we're not going to hit our targets. Like, put Chia Pet back in his cage. Like, what's the Fivehead doing here? He doesn't even work here. This guy works at Compass Point. He's like, hey, boss, what are we doing now? He's like, shut up, Chia Pet. or shut up, Fivehead. I get confused what I'm talking about, guys. Love a Noto rally. Me too. Noto Claus rally. Thomas Puzak, Tony Notes. Sing me that sweet song again. Absolutely, man. Tony Notes. It smell like a Sinatra thing. Is like a kid on the town. Forget Elf on a Shelf. How about we get Danny on a donut? Yeah, I want to be that giant donut they have up in Inglewood. It's always one of my favorite. They have great glazed donuts over there. Not a bad maple bar. I personally like a buttermilk bar, but I like a lot of different donuts. My buddy Brad likes the French cruller. I'm no enemy of the French cruller. I like those fried blueberry ones. I like a lot of different donuts. I love a bear claw. I'm no, I'm a fan of an apple fritter. Guys, you wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I know my way around a donut shop. Believe me, I'm at least half Vietnamese. Um, because of increasing volume of ton of trim, gam, it's all good. Hockey rink. Danny Claus is here, Hockey Rink. What's up, buddy? Ben G, I've got a twin as well. You guys, yes, we're very much identical. I'm the thinner one, actually. That's how you can tell us apart. Looks like Chris Kringle is giving Merry Chris SoFi run. Yeah, SoFi run's still looking good, guys. We're still about $9.50. I'm a twin. Mark Gibson's a twin. I'm not really a twin, guys. DJ Patchy Drizzle's also me. Mark, I don't hold that against you. 175. It's not a bad number. It's not a bad number. Buck and three quarters. It's significant. You know, if I had to throw you out of my way on the way to a buffet line, I'd know you're there. I'd brush you off like a lint off my shoulder, but I'd acknowledge you and I'd hold you. I wouldn't just crash you into the thing of plates like a fat deranged lunatic. I would say, "Excuse me, sir. I'm very sorry." It'd be like Chris Farley. I was just very very hungry. My blood sugar's low. Step aside, sir. Like, but I'm a good 175. I'm like, "That's very good, sir. Stand over there while I get toward that Salisbury steak." Um, I like your shirt. What is my shirt? Oh, yeah, and Atari deal. Yeah, thanks, man. I am old school. I'm as old school as it gets. I'm not only old school, I'm from the school they tore down to build the old school. All right, guys. I don't really have that much else to say. I don't think anybody's watching. Let's see, guys. January 19. Yeah, it's loaded up, man. I don't know. I don't really want to play options around earnings. It's too much, man. I just hold. I say, wait for the move, hold for the pump, and then diamond hands for the glory. And I don't want to be on me. Yeah, oh, I love banh mi's. Those are the best sandwiches. You mix Asian and French. I mean, God, could you get better food? Dude, Vietnamese, like they make everything better than French, like bread. It's oh my God, I love Vietnamese people. I love Vietnamese food. Um, hey Dan, hello, rainy SoCal. Hello, I'm also here. I am doing well in my leaky office. Yes. Hello, Danny. CZO sold about. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I know it's I mean, he still has, I think, 950,000 shares, guys. You have to understand, don't get angry at diversification just because the guys happen to hold a lot of the stock, the place where they work. Don't take shit personally, guys. That's what they want you to do. Is they want you to take okay the guy's side now. Jeremy Rochelle, CTO Jeremy Rochelle, you know. All right, guys. Yeah, don't take things personally. That's a good lesson for all of us. Don't let your blood pressure go up. Don't let them get to you. Yes, I have done stand-up comedy, Ryan Kaup. Um, please look at Toast. I don't want to look at Toast. It's a point of sale for restaurants. It's a good company. They're getting good growth right now. The problem is, in a couple years, there's going to be another flavor of the month in that space, and it's just unless they're able to keep innovating their platform and really do something innovative with the data, maybe they buy Open Table. I don't know, guys. They have to integrate. They have to basically merge. You have to do something unique to dominate that space. I like Toast is very interesting, but I don't think they're there just yet. Everybody's talking about it, and there's a lot of merit there. If you want to buy in, pig in a poke, go for it, man. What's up, dude ass face? Woo! I use Toast. It's mid. Yeah. Everybody, the problem is there's no great options in the space and all of them have limitations. But I'm telling you, somebody will be the next Toast and a bigger Toast. And it's not going to be any big, huge thing. It's not going to be like the next Tesla, like Tattooed Chef. Um, Shorts are waiting for next week to control. Shorts are not going to control the stick, Brian Vader. You got 1 month left to this ER. You got institutions buying the stock. Yeah, I mean, they could push down a little bit, but basically all their. I've had two Robo Espressos, dude ass face. It's the evidence. Should actually go make another one. Anyway, guys, I don't really know where I'm going with this live stream. 46 million shares traded. Taking a look at the chart, guys, there's just like everything to me is just lining up bullish. Everything to me is lining up bullish. Yeah, they're checking it here, but there's nothing wrong with a little stutter step, guys. If you look at these times it bounced off, this candle did not look like this. This candle is basically almost a twin that's engulfed to the lower side by the green one beside it. Look back over here, guys. That's not at all what you see. Firm rejection. This next candle is completely below the high. The next candle completely below the high. Okay? That's what rejection looks like. You losers, you asked out some pretty girl, you know what rejection looks like. This is not what rejection looks like. Totally different candle. Didn't move to fill this gap. Didn't move to fill this gap. We've seen basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I think even this one is a higher low. Yep, it's very slight, but it's a higher low. So 6 days in a row with higher lows. And then 1, 2, 3, and then we had 3 days of higher highs. This was a higher high than this. So five days higher highs, 6 days lower lows. I'm not seeing any big worries on people's minds about the gap. I'm seeing everything in an uptrend. I'm seeing shorts not cover, but borrow shares returned. Okay, the borrowed shares return should be driving the price action up, but that's not what's driving the price action up. I know exactly how those returns affect the price action. I watch this shit every day, guys, like a hawk. And that's not what's happening. New money is coming into the stock. Otherwise, they would have pushed back a lot harder. And they're not doing it because they can't. Because for their algos to work the price action at these volumes is way too expensive and it's way too risky. And the timing is bad because they have a brick wall end of January. They have an absolute, fail-safe end date, end of January. Because if that thing is a blowout, guys, watch out above. 1375, I might have just been whistling Dixie. I mean, if everybody starts to cover, you could see high teens very easily. I've done some math, and I don't want to release my projections because they're immature, but they're napkin math, a la Tesla being worth like $17 billion or $17 trillion by the end of the decade. Everyone is going to have 3 Tesla robots in their house, see? And Tesla is going to be the only company in the world, and they're going to be worth $58 trillion. And they're going to be mining, gold on the moon, and we're all going to have a gold ingot shoved way up our butt by our Tesla bot. I'm like, Okesh, are you sure? Anyway, guys, I don't really know what I'm going with this, but just people who are telling you this rejection is the same, look at the chart, guys. It's not the same. Look at the candles. Yesterday, this big bad red candle made a much higher high. And it actually made a higher low. So I don't care if this thing's red. And the actual candle is engulfed. The open and close is engulfed by the open and close the day before. This is a green candle. I'm telling you. None of these guys on YouTube have a fucking clue what they're talking about. They just look at this and they're like, that's the same. Okay, it's not even the same as this, but it's definitely not the same as these at all. And it's not the same as this at all. This gaps down and consolidates. Gap down and consolidate. Rejection. Rejection. This is consolidation to the upside. Watch. Watch. It's going up past 10. Watch. I stake my reputation as a gentleman on it. Oh, God. Hate you guys. Why do I do these stupid live streams? Filtered tap water. I need more tap water, guys. I'm absolutely falling asleep. Tap water somehow keeps me awake. Anyway, guys, you ever like fall asleep, like you're about to fall asleep driving, instead of pulling over, you try to like slap yourself in the face. It's like you stay awake for like 5 seconds and you just crash into a tree. Ugh, we've all been there. Said she needs $10 closed at least 3 days before it's eligible for their fund. Yeah, Matt, that's exactly $10. Okay, I didn't know that $10, but I know Gap net profit. There's other institutions that are in that boat. So either way you look at it, that's $10 3 days or Gap net profit. It's impending. Feels like we're testing 10. Yeah, we're gonna break through and test. We're gonna break through and test 1240, buddy. No resistance till 1240 whatsoever. Um, Life of Riley goes so far. C'est sympa. Je ne sais quoi. Je m'appelle Daniel. I took high school French for about 10 seconds. It did not let me pick up any chicks. I was like, wait, is that fat guy trying to speak French? I'm like, I think so. Let's go. Sorry, we have to go meet our friend. I'm like, oh, it's cool. This is my friend, Mr. Wang. No offense. It's like, look, that guy's taking a bunch of pictures of the parking lot. It's like, who was it? It was somebody left in the comments. Like, this is why tigers eat their young. I love that. Want to make $10 the hard way? Like, oh, it's a good steak. I still see the marks where the jockey was whipping it. There's so many just great lines. Like, couldn't send back soup in this hat. It's like, oh, but it looks great on you, Judge. What's up, Chaos? I'm doing well. Not a lurker. What's up, guys? Stockman Mark. Yeah, I won't buy security under 10. Yeah, I knew that it was just about funds, but I don't really understand. Like, it seems like an odd rule to me because you can just manipulate that. But I really liked it SoFi. They never really contemplated any reverse splits or anything like that. When their management is always confident we're going to be over 10. I mean, management wants to be at 25, 35, obviously. Yeah, when all these institutions start to buy in, obviously that's probably why they're trying to defend 10 so aggressively. But it's just not going to work. The volume's against them, the timing's against them, the fundamentals are against them. Very rarely do you see, the technicals, the fundamentals all converge around a giant catalyst like this. Everything's bullish, guys. The stock's been held down. You see the market coming back up. The trend is your friend, and the trend has been kicking us right in the testicles with a steel-toed boot for the last 18 months. And, we shook hands. We're like, God, my testicles hurt, but all right, let's shake it out. And then, we made up with the trend, and, now maybe the trend will be our friend for at least a little bit. We'll see. Pile Studio closed for renos. Where does he do his personal pile dancing? Talking about. That was my comment about you being Rodney Dangerfield with the fundamentals of investing team. Yeah, that was funny. Like, that's funny. You come in, like, just bring Danny Deals into a country club setting. It's like, it's going to ruffle a few feathers, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not selling my SoFi. Nope, don't help the shorters. Shorters are all the same thing. Hey, south of the equator, they're playing small ball. That's what's important. They have to be the most successful SPAC. They're one of them. There's actually other SPACs that people don't talk about that are doing $30 target. No, not end of 2024. $21. Yes. $30. If everything goes really well, end of 2025, guys. Remember, doubling in a year is very unusual. These were very unusual times, guys. Going from 5 to 10, the difference is the stock should have been at 10. It should have never been at 5. So it's artificial price action. I don't think it's going to be 30. If you see some deals, okay, now, if the wild card here, Sanver, is Galileo. If you see Galileo add a couple of major banks to the platform, absolutely. Absolutely, it could be 30. I mean, because you're getting that tech company valuation. That only gives you a valuation like $30 billion. I mean, I know that seems huge, but remember, they could be doing, what by then, end of 2024, they're not going to be doing enough sales. So that's going to be a big multiple. That's going to be like over 10x sale multiple. But it's justified if they really are getting, those big tech accounts that are going to have huge margins over decades of time. I mean, then you're going to be a free cash flow machine even more than you thought you were. So the valuation, I think, is actually justified. I don't know, guys. $30 price target by the end of 2024. That's not where I'm at. I think if they really execute, I'm more 20 to 21, but that's just me. Claptrap. Yep, claptrap. I say a bunch of old words. I like to think I have a wide and diverse vocabulary. Never met a French girl. Yep, should have taken Spanish. Should talk to Firehouse Pete, dude. He can tell you how to pick up the really cute Puerto Rican girls. I learned everything I know from Firehouse Pete about picking up Puerto Rican girls, which is absolutely nothing. So I learned nothing. But anyway, Michael Hamilton, a firm had 20% short of a 400% run. It could. I mean, 400% no. A firm had, I think, a 31% short on it at that point. It came down to 20%. 20% short is not enough to trigger for it. Now, if you have massive amount of institutions buying in and nobody sells and shorts are covering, the stock could definitely double. That's why I was saying high teens. It's not going to be 4x. It's just not. The stock's not going to go to 40, guys. It's not. Trust me. I look. I know what the short's going to do. I see the options. It's not going to go to 40. Um, Not from here. Now, 400% from 6, that's a different story than 400% from 10. Now, I don't think it's going to do either one, but now if you say 400% from where it was at 5, okay, now you're making sense to me, guys. Um, yeah, would need tech multiple expansion. Absolutely, Chris. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if we got a few major banks in Galileo, you could get that. Now, that's a big if, obviously. That's a huge if. Yeah, their main branch is an NFL stadium. That's very unique for a bank. The bagel strike over. I'm not sure, Costas. The bagel strike. Costas is a Seinfeld fan, as am I. It was just like Kramer had been out of work for like over 10 years, and it turned out he was out on strike from his job at a bagel shop. And then he, sabotages the equipment. He's like, "Can we still make bagels?" He's like, "Yeah, it's just gonna be a little bit steamy in here." And everybody, uh, man, those early, back in the day when that stuff was being made, man, Seinfeld it was just cracked the hell out of me. I know it's they seem kind of dumb in retrospect, but it was just funny stuff. Puerto Rican rum sucks. Air Force, I'm not a drinker, so I'm gonna leave that to you guys. Rum just gave me a nasty hangover. I didn't really like it. Hope that's Princess J with the hearts, whoever else it is. One love. Paul Clark will fed the GDP tomorrow. Be dovish. It's hard to say, man. I mean, I don't know. I think if any, I think the numbers will probably be in line. I think these economists have had it pretty well wired. I think they're dialing it in. You know, I don't know. Noto bought Galileo for a bill. What do you think it's worth now in the next few years? I don't think the value has gone up. I think they've done a lot of work. I think they've done a transformation, but I don't think there would be a value recognition in the markets right now. I think they have to start, getting those bigger customers. In the next few years, it should be worth billions. I said, I think it could be worth more than SoFi, the company, because, SoFi, the bank, SoFi, the lender, you're going to get a certain growth rate. Galileo, the growth rate is completely unknown. You could have, 10% growth one year, and then, you could have like CrowdStrike growth, just massive growth. You could have the company double, triple its sales in a year easily. If some big bank gets on Galileo and it works really well and it looks like it's giving them a competitive advantage, you don't think other people are going to jump on? Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if we have the best product. It's yet to be determined. TBD, turds. TBD. But, as far as everything they're telling me is we're in the running. We have a legitimate product. We have better integration. We offer more. We're better. Guys, I hope to God that's true. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the technical background to say if we're better than all the other alternatives or at least as good. People are saying, people who know more about technology than I do are telling me that Technesis was not, best in class. It's not a bad product, but some of its technology is a bit dated. Where Galileo is very, very good. I don't know if that's true. Hopefully they're updating the parts that were dated. Hopefully the synergy of the two companies is good. The best engineers from both. I think them getting together and them being under SoFi, them having the bank charter, them being able to work through things with SoFi, offer it to other customers, SoFi being first, SoFi being in a privileged position, us owning the AWS of fintech. I think right now, if I had to stick a value on it for the market, I would say it's worth, you know, at least double what they paid, because I think they're transforming from a rinky-dink company into a real, big-time player. At least that's what I hope's gone on behind the scenes. I did not see Tanner on last night, guys. I was just really tired and just kind of relaxing last night. I will catch Tanner's replays. I always watch them on, I always watch them if I can't catch them live, but I'm not sure what he was talking about. What's up, Matt Flo? General Turd reporting for duty. It's time for the poop word of the day, turd. It's just a big turd salad, guys. You've seen one turd, you've seen them all. You can't hide from your past turd. So Tanner sold his YouTube market cap to Danny Deals. Turd Admiral. Yeah, guys, I'll definitely check out Tanner's videos. Huge fan of future investing. Also, Teva's fundamentals of investing, all those guys. Really a big fan. Anyway, guys, that's neither here nor there. Stock is trading. Volume really slowed down, guys. See, the algorithm's really holding on tight. Obviously, they're trying to kill a lot. They're not only killing options right now at 10, but they're killing 950 calls because they're just not worth very much. Like for those 950 calls, you later turds were paying 44 cents, 45 cents, 48 cents. So you don't break even until you're almost at 10 bucks. So you turds were late to the party and you screwed up. You got to know how to buy options. You got to know how to time them if you're going to play these really quick calls. You got to get in, you got to get out, you got to take your profits, and you got to be done like a thief in the night, turds. Like a thief in the night. As my man Keith Richards said. Thanks, DD. Sorry asking, can you kick me the pills? Did you short update Elephant Thongs? Yeah, let's do a short update for Deuce Kabuski, guys. Let's see what we got here, turds. So again, they covered a bunch of shares. The shares on loan were as high as 160 million. You can see 160 million just November 30th. So they've returned ostensibly 50 million shares. Now, in the same time period, the short has increased from, okay, back on the first it was 135 and today it's 136. So shares on loan down 50 million in the last 3 weeks, short interest up 1 million. I don't know, guys. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Where they returning shares and going naked. I just I don't know what's going on. I guess if they were short long, and they also had a borrowed share, they're dumping. I don't know, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand how these guys operate well enough. But we always go over it in the comments, and I'll talk about it with some of the intelligentsia, some of the extremely powerful turds, and yeah, that math doesn't math. That's what I try to figure out, Deuce Kabuski. And then I look the next day, I'm looking at the borrowed report they have for the day before, and I'm adding it to the number they had. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's because there's huge shit being done in the dark pool that they can't track in real time. And it takes them a couple days to aggregate the data. And that's why it moves, these big erratic moves that don't make any sense, like on a day-to-day basis. If you look at it from week to week, it actually will make sense. New math, good call. You don't mean the song "Soldier of Love" by Donny Osmond. I was like "Thief in the Night" was this really bad Rolling Stones song Keith Richards did on a record, I think in the late '90s, really shitty record. The Bridges to Babylon or something. Anyway, guys, I got to run. It's been absolutely real. You guys have a great day. It's a Sofi Stock, ticker symbol SOFI, un poco mas. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.